Hey there, welcome to the Intentional Academy podcast, where we believe that life is best when it is lived on purpose. If you want help finding time for what matters most, launching your dream career, and building a prosperous future, then you should visit us at intentionalacademy.com. I'm your host, Tony Farrar, joined by your co-host, Justin Thomas, and we are thrilled that you are tuning in today. Hey there, Justin.
Hey, Tony. Another day. Another day in paradise.
Woo! Corona lockdown continues, and today we are answering a question from one of the students in our Bypass the Machine workshop who says, I have an offer, but my start date got delayed due to the coronavirus shutdown. Before we get into that, I wanted to tell you that this episode is sponsored by our free guide, The Ultimate Career Builders Starter Kit. It is a tough time to be on the job market, and online application systems are getting flooded in response to the coronavirus shutdown. So we created a system that helps you build your image, connect with potential employers, and land a job you love by standing out as an engaged professional. I know that you're tired of desperately applying to jobs just hoping to get picked. So head over to the show notes for today's episode at intentionalacademy.com/7 to claim your free copy today and start building the confidence that you need to network your way into your dream job. intentionalacademy.com/7.
Okay, so do you have a job offer, but just had your start date pushed back due to the coronavirus shutdown? Or do you know somebody who has? It's a good question.
And I think that a delayed start date can actually cause a whole bunch of problems to solve. Not the least of which are just things like logistics, right? I mean, people just planned on moving, right? I've got new neighbors upstairs right now, by the way, who aren't supposed to be there, who got told they had to wait 3 months before they could move. And they're literally just sitting around waiting.
Didn't you say they had just sold their house too or something like that?
Yeah, they had just sold their house. And now, I mean, maybe that's not the situation for our students who are listening here, but the point is, you might have planned to move. You may have made arrangements for housing or booked a
company, a service.
Right. Maybe you put in notice on your apartment, notice to vacate, like you're supposed to be out of there, or you did sell your house. Not to mention, like, I could just imagine people being in a situation where maybe they need to, earn an income, right? Whatever you were doing to make ends meet as a student just got turned off. Now what? Right? Income, benefits, health insurance? I don't know. What if you already started making purchases with the assumption that you had income on the way?
Yeah, did you go buy that Victory car?
Right. Or even that Victory video game system. At this point, we've got this challenge of, we thought there was going to be a paycheck next month, and they just told me I got to wait 6 more weeks. If you're on the internship end of the spectrum, I think you might be dealing with things too, because you've got limited time. Internships are like 10, 12 weeks, and then you got to go back to class. And so every week that you have to wait is costing you valuable experience that you're hoping you can put on your resume so that you do get to land that dream job when you graduate.
Exactly.
What do you do?
Well, I know in my situation, you got to eat and you got to live first.
I think that's universal.
So I'm not necessarily going to wait for the internship to start. I'm going to keep in contact and see when I can start, what I can do to get working, what I can do to kickstart my internship. Can I do it virtually? Things like that. Yeah,
I did hear like the national labs are letting people do their internships remotely. So I'd imagine if somebody like that can figure out how to do it, just about anybody can, because those are usually really hands-on, in-person kind of jobs. So I definitely suggest that. If you're an intern, work with the organization that you're interning for or supposed to be interning for to find a way to get started remotely. You might have to be the one to put that idea in their head. Get out there and do it.
Because you should be excited about starting this internship. You really should. You put a lot of work into it, and this is where you get that work experience that your career employer, once you graduate, is really going to look for you.
Right.
So it's definitely exciting, and it's definitely something that you want to, keep pressing, and hopefully, they get the idea that yes, you can work virtually,
right,
for the most part.
And I think, by the way, that's pretty good advice for new hires as well. If you just graduated and you're supposed to be starting your first full-time job, there's no reason you can't ask for a remote work date too, or a remote start date too. I know several students already who didn't even have to ask. They were just told, your start date isn't changing, but you're going to do it remotely. We're going to do an episode on the fact that starting remotely has its own challenges, but better that than not starting.
But it's crazy. You're hired. Come pick up this computer and go home.
Wow. What a weird world. Well, I think maybe that we should encourage people to start by solving short-term problems, right? You said it really well, Justin. I think for me, first things I need to do is keep a roof over my head and eat some food. That is true, right? We talk all the time about the 4 things you got to have: food, shelter, utilities, transportation.
Yep.
When we do our budgets, that's what we're thinking about first. Other things come second. We got to do that. So short-term problems to solve is making sure those things are happening first. So if you're worried about the finances, make sure that you're looking around, taking advantage of all the different programs that are being offered. That's why they're here. It's not charity. It's connecting the dots, and it's okay. It's okay. If you need that, go get it.
And there are jobs available. You may. I understand that you have a job in your career field lined up for you. But like I said, got to eat to live. So make sure you have an income. There are people that are hiring. There is work to be done. There's money to be earned. There's nothing wrong with you going, getting hired, working, and then saying, okay, I'm leaving.
Right. Yeah. If you need to take a short-term job here, just get it done. Keep the bills covered. What you don't want to do right now is dig yourself a big hole, right? Start putting things like groceries on a credit card. That's when you know it's time to produce a paycheck or an income somehow, you know?
Yeah, your budget is so important in times like this to have a complete understanding of what is necessary and what isn't.
Right. So you should think about it, because there's lots of side work that could probably be done right now. Think about the number of jobs that are remote to begin with, things like computer skills or certain types of online trade skills, things like that. That being said, a lot of places are open, big box stores, shipping and logistics. If you've got anything to say about those things, you can probably find yourself a position right away. I am sure that if somebody delivers, they need delivery people. And you can look through what it's going to take to do that. Don't really have details here, but I'm just trying to jog your thinking a bit. It's okay. I know you just got that awesome degree. Go get a paycheck. The job's coming soon. I guess the only other thing that we need to wonder about is, what do people do who just found out that because of this, their offer is being canceled? You're back on the market. What do you do?
Well, first of all, you empathize, because that's a tough situation.
You're telling me.
But in the same instance, you got a job, so you could always go and get another one. You're capable. Like, you've done it before, you can do it again. And I mean, we have a lot of tools that could very well benefit you on your professional job hunt. We have a class called Bypass the Machine that can help you stand out amongst all those thousands of resumes that are showing up in those inboxes. Ultimate Career Builder Starter Kit, we've talked about that. And even our study methods, our budgeting methods, our time management methods, all of that through your course of college translates to time management, project management skills, things like that in the professional career field. So we have a lot.
Absolutely. And, actually, you just you jogged my memory here. We are getting ready to run another cohort through Bypass the Machine starting in June. And you might want to check out the show notes for today's episode, intentionalacademy.com/7, where you can get more information about that program, where we're going to help people negotiate their way into jobs. Because they're out there. And they're going to go to the people who stand out. I think maybe the best way we could wrap this up is just by saying, we feel for you. There's not going to be a one-size-fits-all solution here, but we are here to support, and we would love to help if we can. So reach out, stay in touch with us, let us know how this is going for you. You deserve better, right? You were excited something awesome happened. You got an offer, whether it was an internship or a full-time job. You're feeling the reward of your hard work, and you should be. And so layoffs and all of that, losing confidence in your future, that's a real bummer. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. What I think we need to say, though, if there's any one thing is, if this has affected you, if your internship or your full-time start date is being pushed around because of this, focus on solving the short-term problems first, because this all might just sort itself out before the long-term problems actually become reality, right? No doubt, this is taking a lot of fun out of things. Logistics are a big hassle. Take this one day at a time, and I think you're going to be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said before, you got the job. So whether or not this is the one that pans out, you've got it before. You can do it again. You have the skills that are required, and you have the know-how to get yourself out there and be noticed.
So let's hope that what this becomes is a remote start instead of a pushback. And you can tune in next week where we're going to talk about what to do if you happen to get a remote start date in response to all of this. Most of us have absolutely no experience working remotely, and we would like to help you get started. In the meanwhile, I think we're all in the position of needing to improve our professional presence online. Whether you're on the hunt for a new job or starting remotely or looking to get promoted, engaging with your professional community is critical. Build your reputation. We need to learn how to talk about ourselves without bragging. We love to show people how to do that here at the Intentional Academy, and you can get started with our free guide, The Ultimate Career Builders Starter Kit. This PDF download will get you started with our system for building your image, connecting with employers, and landing a job that you love. It starts with downloading the guide in today's show notes at intentionalacademy.com/7 and making 3 key decisions that it's going to guide you through to get moving. intentionalacademy.com/7, as in the number of this, our 7th episode, intentionalacademy.com/7.
And once again, we just wanted to reiterate that we're here to support you. So if you have a question that you'd like us to address, head over to intentionalacademy.com/podcast and send us a message. We're always looking for ideas to talk about, and we want to address, what the community needs to hear. If you found value in this episode, leave us a review in whatever podcast app you're using. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss anything, because we share bonus episodes with our subscribers that you don't hear anywhere else. You won't find out about it anywhere else. And then lastly, if you know somebody who could use this information, who really needs to hear this, share this episode with them. Thank you.
You got this. You got this. You got this. That's all for now. Have a great week.